Hello everyone and welcome back to my channel. I know it's been a couple days since I last posted a tutorial video and I apologize for that. Sometimes as an artist it's easy to get distracted with other projects and I should have looked at this as more of a commitment. But we're back on it and we're going to be finishing up her hair today. So we're mixing up our phthalo blue with crimson and ivory black, equal parts, and then add just a hair more of the phthalo blue. We're still using our number 0 brush, and we're going to be going in and doing these little swoops first, and then we'll be tackling her braid. So we're going to start at the bottom and feather that dark blue up, and then create a line between these two little parts here that goes up, flowing with the curve of her hair. And then we're going to do the same thing over here where we get that just that bottom part and feather it up a little bit. Okay, now after that we can wipe the blue out of our brush. We're going to take a little bit of titanium white and mix up some of that baby blue that we had going on. And then we're going to go in and do right next to that dark blue, pulling it up. Pulling it up. And then a little bit in this little bottom triangle here. Wipe off your brush if it's getting too loaded up with that dark blue. And then just feather these in. And then feather from the top. Then we're going to clean off our brush with some Gamsol, which is our odorless mineral spirits. And we're going to dry off our brush really good. We don't want any of that Gamsol in there before we pick up some more titanium white and we feather in that highlight in the middle. Clean off your brush. If it's looking a little blocky, just go in there and add a couple more brush strokes to even it out. Looks like my mixture is just a tad short on phthalo blue, so I'm going to add a little bit more into there. And then come back in. There we go. And then go back into our titanium white and add our highlight on this one. Same process as we were doing before. And it's the same process you're going to do on this side. Okay, now we're going to start on her braid. So we're going to go back into that dark phthalo blue, crimson, and black. Going to add a little bit more phthalo blue in there. And we're just going to go from the center, create a line in the center of each section, and create that V that before it goes into that next one. Put a little line at the beginning. You can kind of round everything out if you want. So we're lining the V and putting in that middle section. That middle line. So it's going to look like that. So we're going to do that for all of them. Okay, and then we're going to go in our titanium white and blue, so that baby blue. We're going to block in the bottom of the V, just the very tips of those. Before we go in with wiping off our brush and just going to pure titanium white. You can lay down little blobs in the center of these blank spaces, going with the direction of the section. And then going in with a dry brush, we're just going to take off some of the excess and feather in those little parts. We'll be doing more glazing on the braids later, but we need to lay a foundation. Go in with more titanium white, brighten some of these up. And then feather them in. Then we're going to go into some more ivory black with that phthalo blue and crimson, just to darken it up a little bit. And we're just going to feather in the very points where they meet. And then go in with that dark blue and just make sure that that center line is really prominent. Okay, and then we're going to do the same process on this side. So for that, I don't want to drag my hand through the paint, so I'm using what's called a painter's maul. It's got a nice ball in the end that rests on the top of the canvas. What this does is it creates a bar for your hand to rest on, so that way you're not resting directly on the painted canvas. If you do not have one of these, just use a piece of doweling, any kind of rod or stick that you might have laying around. It doesn't have to have a ball in the end. As long as you're resting it on the top of the canvas right here, then you should be fine. Now that we've gotten to this point, half of the hair is done, you're going to go through and do the exact same process we did on this half on this half. So you're going to start with your dark blues and shade them up, and then you're going to come in with your titanium white and add the highlight to feather in between the two. And then you're going to outline in dark blue the different sections of the braid, fill them in with the titanium white, and then feather those in, and then add just a little bit of ivory black to the points, just like we did over here. I'm going to do this off camera because it's a little redundant that we just did all of this. So I'll see you guys in the next video.